Okay, so for this lesson, we're going to start with a big circuit around the room, and on the first bar, we're going to do tuck shimmies. So start on one side and shimmy to the other side. Then on the second, on the rings, we're going to do a pike hold. So legs out nice and straight, hold for 5. Then they're going to come up the steps, nice tight straight jumps down the trampoline, safety stop at the end. Great. Then they're going to come stand on the red foot. If you want, you can put frogs down here too, and they'll do 3 little cartwheel hops over the balance beam. Then they're going to do a really nice forward roll. Run down the paw prints and up the red. And a little squat over the mat. Then they're going to do some kick switches, or if they're more advanced, have them jump all the way up and down. Then they're going to come to the floor bar, hands on the bar, walk up the wall.
Going a lot better for you and for your kids.
And then they're going to come down, go to the P bars, and do 5 mountain push-ups. It's your triceps. That's it. Nice. Before you start the circuit, just make sure to really break down those forward rolls. Okay, yes. So you're going to make sure that one by one they do their up so tall, down so small, roll like a ball, and if they are really good at it, have them try to work on doing it without standing up without their hands. Okay, so after the big circuit, we're going to work on backward safety rolls. So we're going to show the kids how to do a backward egg roll. And we're going to talk about making sure not to put your hands behind you to touch the floor. Only keep them either wrapped around your knees or arms by your ears is a good way to fall. After they finish their safety review and the stretch, they're going to work on, they're going to divide up into 2 groups, and the front group is going to work on handstands, and the back group is going to work on P-bars. So in the front here, first you'll do some body shaping. So all the boys will lay down on the floor, and you can walk around and feel for their rib cage coming off the ground. Then you'll have them lay on their backs, and just the opposite, this time they'll have to push their lower back into the floor, and you'll come around and feel for their lower back in the floor. After you do that a few times, if they're more advanced, you can have them come against the wall and try to do a flat handstand against the wall, so spider walk up and going all the way, but only do that with the kids who are more advanced because it's going to be way too hard for the beginner kids. And they can come out. And then you'll just do 3 stations with them. So you'll have them come do 5 teeter-totters on each side. On the first station, they can use the shoulder trainer. 5 on the right, 5 on their left. Then you can have them come over to the red barrel, and they're going to work on stacking their hips. So they'll put their hands on the balance beam, their feet on the red barrel, and they can work on pushing their shoulders towards the wall and trying to get all the way flat against the wall if possible. So push your hips up all the way and try to get your booty all the way against the wall. Yep. And come down. And then the last thing that they're going to work on is their scales. So they're going to hold the hula hoop high above their head. They're going to try to keep their body in one nice straight line as they bring the hula hoop down and come all the way back up. Awesome. So in the back of the room, they're going to have 10 minutes of working on P-bars. So the first station is going to be with the coach. And they're going to work on some basics such as front support or full up front support. They can work on little tiny tap swings. They can work on walks forwards and back, or just even shoulder shifting. And other basics if you have other things to work on. Exactly, shoulder shrugs. Anything else you want to show us? Nice. Okay, cool. And then they're going to come to the P-bars, and they'll work on, I call it a straddle travel. They do a straddle, and they come through front support and back to straddle. And if they can't do that, let them put their toes on the floor in between. And the last station is going to be just a hold, where they're working on their shoulder mobility if possible, Less advanced kids might have to just work on holding it, but more advanced kids might be able to work on their shoulder mobility. That's it for the separate portion of the class, and for the last 10 to 15 minutes, they'll come together to do vault. So, we will finish off the last 10 to 15 minutes of class with vault. Everyone's going to come together. The first station is going to be jumps over the green stars with 2 feet. So, little hurdles. Nice. Then they're going to practice their jump onto the springboard from 1 foot to 2 feet. So jump to 2 feet, jump up. Then they come to the trampoline and they practice nice, tight, straight jumps. Then they'll come to the frogs and they'll practice their jump double backs. So they'll from 1 foot to 2 feet and back. And they'll do that with all the frogs. And then when they're done with that, they'll come over to the panel mat. And the last thing they'll practice again is jump to 2 feet and up onto the mat. And once you break down all those stations, you can have them just go around in a circuit for a bit. And that's the second